Hi, welcome to the first video blog of Onerri. My name's Anthony Irvine, I'm the author of the story, and what I'm here to do is discuss Mal, the main character, and that character's origins, that character's beliefs, who that character really is, and what's driven that character to do what he's done. Okay, so let's start out. As some of you may have already found out from the introduction and the excerpts in the introduction that's on Bebo and Facebook, what you may find is that Mal, or Malcolm, and Mal as he's later known in the book, is quite a successful 40-year-old male, 40 plus, who has a wife who's quite successful and who's a child who, not really a child, more a teenage son who's going through university, who's successful at that and is doing really well. What happens to Mal is that even though he has all this success, his father dies, and it's quite a sudden death, and then his mother dies as well. And for me, they are pretty traumatic experiences for anyone to experience in their life, let alone just, any one person. From that point, Malcolm goes into a very serious state of depression. And no matter what anyone's saying to him, no matter what anyone's done for him, he can't come out of it. And he has this confrontation in the introduction that causes him to decide, that's it, I'm going to give up, I've had enough, I want to end it. And I think for the character, for the reader to believe in the character, I think you need to be able to relate to the character. And for me as an author, and also as a reader, I'm finding it difficult to relate to the character because, as I said, the character is this person, midlife, traumatic shock, really successful family. And me as an author, I find it very difficult to relate to that because, I'm only 25. I haven't experienced any of those things myself. I have a loving family, but I don't have a wife. I don't have a kid, and I've never had to face the sort of tragic deaths that the main characters faced. And what I originally wanted to show was that no matter how successful you are in life, no matter how well things are going for you, it only takes one thing to happen. One small thing, or one large thing, depending on how you view it, for something to go in your mind, for something to say, I've had enough. And I think what I've tried to do with this character initially was say, right, this character's had a great life up to this point. He knows everyone around him's going to be okay if he's not there. They'll get on with it. And he just decides that he wants to end it, and that's it. The switch flicks in his mind. I think that's very important because I think a lot of people need to realise that with suicides, that if someone tries to kill themselves or someone has decided to kill themselves, it only takes one thing to go, or one thing to happen in their mind, to make up their minds, to make their decision for them. And once they've made that decision, then it's very hard to come back from it. I think that's important to realise now. As I said, as the author, I find it very difficult to relate to the character in that sense because I don't have that family aspect. I don't have that family around me of a wife and a child. And what I'm now looking more into is more researching suicides, for example, and saying, right, how many out of 100%, how much of a percentage is over 40, how much is over 30? And what's scary and what I've really found out is that a large majority of suicides are people trying to commit suicide or trying to kill themselves, are people in their 20s, in their late teens, in their mid-20s, which is a bit of a scary factor. But what I'm deciding now and what I'm trying to realise is that maybe I need to rejig that character. I know I need to bring that character back. I need to take away the family aspect, his wife, his kid, make the character more in his 20s, still slightly successful, not as successful, and have a character who still has a whole life to lead and a whole journey to still experience. And I think that's important for the character from this point, that in the next draft that I change the character now. There'll be different motivations, there'll be a slightly different storyline, but the main theme of the storyline in the initial part of the book is that yes, main character tries to commit suicide. Something tragic has happened in their lives, and something so big that it makes them want to kill themselves. What I'm really excited about though with this character is, and I hope that you as a reader and hopefully as a fan will find that the character grows from where they were to where they want to be throughout the story. And it's about overcoming barriers, and it's about overcoming obstacles in your path that are going to stop you from getting to where you want to be. And I think that's really important, that no matter what sort of fears are thrown up in front of you, that you can overcome those at any time. And that's something I'm very proud of this character in terms of he was at a point where he wanted to kill himself. He tried to kill himself, and halfway through killing himself, he didn't want to do it. And that's what sort of brings us to the point where he suddenly wakes up in this strange place and he doesn't know what's going on. He doesn't know if he's in heaven, he doesn't know if he's dead, he doesn't know if he's in hell. And he's trying to decide all this, and it's a very sort of confusing sort of opening couple of pages to the second chapter that hopefully you'll read and enjoy as well. And I think that from that point we go on a journey of discovery, both with the character and with the settings and the place names and the future characters that are going to come into it. And I think that for me, you will notice the change in the character throughout the book. And not only that, you'll notice the journey that the character's going on. And I'm hoping that you as a person, as a reader, will be able to relate to that. And not only that, be able to think of points in your mind where, God, that's happened to me. You know, I remember it so clearly. I remember the emotions that have gone on when that's happened, and that's what I'm sort of hoping with this character is going to do for you, and the situations that you're going to experience on the book. So that's it for now. That's the first video blog. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for listening. Thank you very much for reading. Tell your friends about the book. Tell your friends about the site. Thanks again. Bye.